I feel like there's several things I'm hoping to do in this particular series about finances, about money. I feel like we're supposed to become examples, witnesses. And I think what we've done fairly well with is the church does it in general, and we as a family. The subject of generosity, I think, we know what that is. We know what it is to give. We know what it is to sacrifice. We bring any kind of need here. You guys jump all over it always and are incredibly good at that, and that's important. But if I were to list 4 lessons that, to me, each uniquely demonstrate how the Lordship of Jesus, how it looks like in different facets of our economic lives, I would say number 1 is generosity, but the second one is contentment. Not contentment in the sense that I have no dreams, but contentment in the sense that I am able to live fully in the lane that I'm in the season that I'm in. I don't live with anxiety. I don't live with frustration because we do need another bedroom and we don't have it. And we've got 3 kids in 1 bedroom, or whatever the case might be. I'm not going to live anxious because of that. I'm going to thrive in the setting that I am in because there are people in the world that are much worse off than I am, and I'm going to live thankfully. Do you understand what I mean? That bounty of just living with a full heart. It doesn't mean I don't have the dream for the bigger house with the bedroom. I think that's very legal and proper and right. But when my dreams make me anxious, they disturb the Lordship of Jesus. So we've got generosity, we've got contentment. That's that area of thankfulness in our present state. The third one, I've never heard anybody teach on, but I've started to go after a little bit more in recent years, and that is excellence in our purchases. I think we're supposed to illustrate. It doesn't mean everybody drives a Rolls Royce, or I'm not after that, but I am saying do the best you can do with what you have. Don't be careless. Don't be careless, because we're illustrating to people an ability to care for a natural world. This is a touchy one, and I'll probably dig a real big hole and fall into it when we finally get into it. But it's a personal conviction. I think in order for us to disciple nations, we have to know how to handle resources well. And generosity, while it is my absolute personal biggest priority in life, is not the only lesson I must model to be able to disciple the nations. Sometimes the way you disciple the nations is by the fact that you care for what you purchased, and it's excellent, or it's beautiful. It's the best that you were able to do in that moment. Does that make any sense? I feel like we're supposed to illustrate values. I'm on a rabbit trail now. Forgive me ahead of time. Can you love people without loving God? Then why did Jesus say, if you love your mother or father more than me, you're not worthy of me? So let me ask the question again. Can you love people more than God? Can you put people ahead of God? Of course, we can. Can you love God without loving people? No. So the answer isn't to remove people out of the equation so that you can love God. Do you understand what I'm saying? Some say, well, I don't want to put people ahead of God, so forget people. I'm just going to love God. And how many of us have run into those folks? It's just me and Jesus, and the rest of you, I don't care what happens to you, you know. Those folks are a dime a dozen. They think they're totally devoted to Jesus without any other human being in their life. So here's the point, is you can put people ahead of God, but you can't love God without loving people. The scripture says that our love for God has to be measured by our love for people. In fact, 1 John says, if I say I love God, but I hate my brother, I'm a liar. So that tells me then my love for God who is unseen is measured by how I treat the seen, visible.